Hey all, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the HID headlight ballast on this 2003 Lexus ES300. The issue with it is that there is no low beam headlight anymore, and after replacing the bulb it's still not working. We checked for power and we have power at the connector going into the light. So we're suspecting that it's the ballast that's at fault. So let's get along with it and replace it and see if it fixes it. And as always, you can check the links below the video for any tools or supplies that may assist you in completing this repair. Open the hood. We need to remove this cover right here. So it's just held in place with these little clips. You can press them down with a little screwdriver, and then you can use a clip remover or just a flat blade screwdriver to pick them up. So go around and remove all of them. And now you can take this cover out. Take out these two 10mm head bolts. Now we need to remove the fender liner here partially to get to a screw holding this bumper on and disconnect it from there. Like, it's sort of possible to do with a vehicle on the ground, but it's going to be a bit of a pain. I have a vehicle hoist here, so I'm going to lift it up to make it easier and also to show you better in the video what I'm actually working on. But you could lift the front of the vehicle up on jack stands, and that will make the wheels droop down, give you a little bit more room here as well. So that may be something you want to do next as a next step, just for ease of access. Now we're going to remove these covers for access. Technically you could leave them dangling, but it's just easier to pop them off so you can get to everything that you need to get this job done. And they're just held on with 10mm screws and some clips. Sometimes these clips are old and brittle, so they break. We'll just need to make sure to replace them afterwards. Now pop this little clip off. It's attached to the fender liner. You just pick it up a little bit like this and slide it off. Do that on both sides of the bumper. Now remove this clip right here, holding the fender liner on. Now you can pull the fender liner out enough to get to the bolt holding the bumper on there. Just like that. So that bolt, or maybe it's a screw, I can't remember, it's located right here on the edge of the bumper. 10mm head, it's a screw. Okay, take this out and then do the same on the opposite side of the bumper as well. Disconnect the fog light connector, so you just have this black tab you gotta press and slide the connector off. Do that on both sides. And now you have the side marker lights for the front. It's kind of hard to film in here, but there's the connector. The tab is from that side right there. Sometimes it's hard to squeeze it. In that case, you could spin it counterclockwise and take the whole thing out like this. But to disconnect it, you have this tab you gotta press right here. So let's see, maybe we can disconnect it now. It's stuck in there pretty good. Regardless, you can leave it like this, and then when you're reinstalling it, just turn it back in, you know, put it back till the little tabs on the light line up, and then turn clockwise until it stops if you're having a hard time actually unplugging it. Now we have all 4 light connectors disconnected, and we're gonna unclip the corners of the bumper. It's held on here with like a little corner clip, so it just pops out, and then over here as well. So just kind of wiggle it, and you see this side is disengaged. So now you can walk around to the other side and do the same thing. Sometimes it's good to have a helper, but you can do this by yourself as well. And there's your bumper cover off. Now we have 4 bolts and screws holding this light assembly in. Let's get the first one out. It's located in this bracket right here inside the hole, 10mm head. All stuck in there. I'll get a magnet to pull it out. Let's unplug some of the wiring. So we've got a connector here for the marker light, and then on this model with the HID, we got this is the high beam right there. So squeeze the tab on the side, this tab right here, pull it off, and then same with this guy, just squeeze this tab on the bottom and slide it off like that. Now we have this connector for the HID low beam, and we have this one for the leveling motor, I believe. So you can squeeze the tab. Sometimes it helps to use a little screwdriver, and then remove this one. All right, so squeeze this tab on the back. Slide this connector off as well. I think that's it on this one. We'll find out. Now we have these 3 10mm bolts. 1, 2, 3. Now, if we got all the wiring off, this will come right out. Let's take a look. Well, there is one more connector. It's for the signal light. So this guy right here was for the signal light right here. So just squeeze the tab and unplug, and there you go. Headlight assembly is out of the vehicle. All right, let's open this thing up. Take a look in there. So we have this connector. I'm just gonna turn it counterclockwise and pop it off. And then now the ballast is inside here. So let's take those 4 Phillips head screws off and see what's hiding behind there. All right, there it is. Get these 2 screws out. And okay, so now we have the, at least this wire passes through, because on some models, or it seems like it's going to pass through. On some models, it's extremely difficult to get the wiring out. And then we have this connector that's stuck in there, so we got to get this guy out. We'll actually have to disconnect it here, unless we cut the wires and solder them, because this end here is different than what's in the OEM one. So we just have a little clip here to undo without breaking it. Okay, there we go. Now we'll do the same with a factory one. So just unhook the connector from it. All right, so that's the factory one. Let's get it out of here. Let's get this connector back through there. And reconnect this little guy. Clip, clip. And now we can bolt everything back up together. Just make sure it's not, the cables aren't interfering with anything inside, like with a headlight leveling motor, let's say. So everything's out of the way there. And these two screws go back in. The cover goes back on. Let's reconnect the light here, turn until it stops, and then put this cover on. So it's got these tabs that need to line up with the holes. And then once they're all lined up, you turn it clockwise. Like that. Make sure it's fully engaged everywhere. It's good. Now we can reinstall this assembly back in the vehicle. I'll just show you this before I reinstall the light because it's much easier to see. But there are adjusters here for leveling it. There's one right here. And what you do is you stick in a long Phillips head screwdriver down this channel and you can turn this. So what you're supposed to do is turn this one and this one. So there's a gear inside there. You can see it right there. So you stick the screwdriver in through here and then you can turn it, let's say you turn it clockwise, 2 turns, turn this one clockwise 2 turns, and then see which way the headlight is moving on the wall. And you know, if you need to go up or down, you turn it clockwise or counterclockwise. Turn both adjusters here and there the same number of turns. Before we reinstall the light, let's plug this into this connector here. Otherwise, it's a little bit difficult to get to it. So we'll clip that connector in. And now we can reinstall the assembly. All right, just like that. Now you can go ahead and reinstall the 4 bolts. Be aware that they have like a shoulder on them, so make sure that shoulder fits in the actual hole. Don't like have it misaligned and then you're gonna squeeze the plastic. So that needs to be all aligned. And then lastly, you have this one that we took out from this corner right here. I don't see a torque spec for them in manual, but about 5 foot-pounds, or just snug them up by hand. I mean, they're just holding the light in. You don't need to over tighten these things. Just make sure they're nice and snug and you will be good to go. Plug all your connectors back in. So we have this one here, the big guy, and just push them in until they make like a clicking noise and stop. And we had a few more right there. Let's see if it works before putting the bumper cover back on. Well, that's great success, I would say. Excellent. All right, to reinstall this bumper cover, we're going to put it back in place. Try not to hit anything with it if you're doing it by yourself. And then slide it over the front here. Like so. All right. And now let's clip in these clips here. Okay, it's good. Reinstall these corner screws. Now they just go into plastic grommets, so don't like crank on them too much. They don't need to be super tight. Just snug them up by hand like this. Now get the fender liner back inside the fender. So pop the edge of it inwards, and then make sure it's fully engaged, and then reinstall this clip here that we pulled out. Okay, and then do the same on the opposite side. And make sure that this clip right here on a fender liner is installed into the bumper properly. Now reinstall these light connectors and do it on both sides. Now we can reinstall the splash shields that were removed originally, and replace any broken clips with new ones if some broke during removal. And then put all the screws in, and they just go into plastic grommets here, so don't tighten them too much. All right, that's good. Reinstall these two bolts here holding the bumper on from the top, and just snug them up to about 5 foot-pounds. Reinstall this little shield or cover, whatever you want to call it, and then with the clips that hold it on, they look like this. So we pop them in, but now we have to pop them out, otherwise you won't be able to reinstall them. So they have to be like this when you're reinstalling them. So pop them out, and then they will go in, and then when you push it, just make sure it's flush, because if you push it in too far, then it's going to disengage again. So it just has to be flush. And since we had a few clips break during removal because they were so old and brittle, and this one was missing, so we'll just reinstall the missing and broken ones, and there you go. The job is completed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more Lexus ES maintenance and repair videos. See you next time. Cheers.